Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about NNDM stock news. We will start off by discussing how Tesla could form a partnership with Nano Dimension, why so many people are talking about this, and what are my thoughts on the likelihood of this partnership actually taking place. Next, we will go over the various triggers or inflection points that could cause the NNDM stock price to surge overnight. Then we will talk about various ETFs that hold NNDM stock that could be a great addition to your growth stock portfolio. And lastly, we will talk about Cathie Wood of ARK Invest and why she is willing to bet on the success of Nano Dimension's NNDM stock. Go and press the like button right now if you like TSLA stock, NNDM stock, or Cathie Wood of ARK Invest. Comment down below if you think Tesla will ever partner with Nano Dimension. Remember to subscribe and turn on all subscription notifications to stay informed, and now let's get right into today's stories. By now you know that Nano Dimension has around $1.4 billion worth of cash and cash equivalents on their balance sheet, but they are quickly burning through it, so the company needs to generate more revenues or at least land a massive partnership to sustain their operations indefinitely. Now, Cathie Wood of ARK Invest is aware of this risk, but that has not stopped her from buying up NNDM shares to put into her ARKQ, ARKW, IZRL, and her PRNT ETFs, which in my opinion are all great choices that safely expose an investor to Nano Dimension stock. Cathie Wood of ARK Invest has been buying up NNDM stock mainly from October of 2020 through February of 2021 and then again in August of 2021. She has bought these shares at an average price of $7.09 each. This means if you buy now when the NNDM stock price is only around $6.25, or if you have an average Nano Dimension stock price below $7.09, you could be better off than Cathie Wood on this stock. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that Nano Dimension is an Israeli-based company, which is why it's in Cathie Wood's IZRL ETF. And this company focuses on 3D printing high-performance electronics, but they specialize in additively manufacturing printed circuit boards, also known as PCBs. This company has proprietary patented technology that combines two types of inks, which make them market leaders due to their technology. Nano Dimension makes most of their revenues from selling 3D printers, which cost around $400,000 to buy, but these machines also grant the company reoccurring revenues of about $40,000 per year per each machine due to their ink sales and service contracts. Nano Dimension basically has a monopoly here, but that's not always a good thing, because maybe Nano Dimension has little to no competition due to other companies deeming the 3D printing of PCBs to be too costly for them with no real financial incentive. But with that being said, we have to keep in mind that the company, technology, and the market for this tech are still in their early stages of development. The company has only sold about 60 printers since 2017, but that number is projected to increase in the near future. Right now, the company is losing around $20 million per quarter, with much of that loss due to cash burn and stock-based compensation. The company also plans on hiring more employees, which will increase their costs, but I view this as a good thing, because they are going to hire more scientists and engineers, along with salespeople to help them sell better printing machines. The current market cap for Nano Dimension is around $1.57 billion, where most of that worth is comprised of their $1.4 billion of cash on hand, which makes the stock a great hedge against a major stock market correction or a crash, because the price value for NNDM stock is primarily cash driven. However, to justify this valuation, when their cash runs out, or if they use their cash to acquire other companies because acquisitions are coming, the company would have to sell around 400 to 500 3D printing machines per year. Luckily, NNDM has good contracts and solid clients in the defense, automotive, medical, aerospace, and research industries. For more good news, Nano Dimension's industry and market size are growing at a compounding annual growth rate of 24%, which is amazing news, because really anything over a CAGR of around 12% is a pretty solid growth rate. I anticipate the adoption of 3D printing technology to increase in the future because more and more companies are using additive manufacturing to overcome obstacles in the changing market environment. Right now, it seems that many companies are just using 3D printers for prototyping instead of mass manufacturing, and we as investors want the market to move more towards mass manufacturing. But even in prototyping, the companies are seeing a clear advantage of using 3D printing over regular traditional manufacturing. For instance, when making a circuit board, it takes around 70 steps, but maybe in the future it will only take one machine that does these steps much more quickly and automatically, while also being self-learning and self-adjusting, which is literally what Nano Dimension does. Cathie Wood believes that this technology is not unrealistic, so it is possible, and it's either on its way to the market or already here in some cases, which I believe Nano Dimension already has this problem solved. Now here is where we talk about Tesla and their TSLA stock. For instance, SpaceX and Tesla have seen the usefulness of 3D printing companies like Velo3D or Markforged, but will Tesla partner with Nano Dimension for their chip making, PCB, and semiconductor technology, which can be very useful for electric vehicle manufacturers, especially during a chip shortage? Well, the answer is maybe in the future, but not right now. The reason people are speculating about this partnership between Tesla and Nano Dimension is because NNDM is set to release their new 3D printer in 2023, which will take their additive manufacturing to the next level, to where automotive companies like Tesla will greatly benefit from it. The new 3D printer will be self-learning, self-correcting, it'll make smaller and more complex pieces, and it can make PCBs and semiconductors more efficiently by being faster and at an overall higher performance. Also, if automotive companies want to be more green or environmentally friendly, 3D printing is an easy way to do this because it uses less energy, it produces basically no waste, and it eliminates the needs for materials to be shipped to and fro, especially for specialty manufacturing. The CEO of NNDM says that the stock could surge at some time overnight by as much as 50% or more, but he prefers investors who are long-term holders of the stock who believe in the company and their mission. A great ETF to own that holds Nano Dimension's NNDM stock, besides the ARC ETFs, is ticker symbol KOMP, which holds 491 companies, which makes it very diversified, yet it has amazing growth. The main sectors that this ETF holds are the application software sector, making up 8.35%, aerospace and defense making up 7.49%, semiconductors making up 6.77%, and healthcare equipment equating to 6.14% of the ETF. The top 10 companies in this ETF make up around 11% of the entire ETF, with companies like Teledyne Technologies, Upstart, and of course Nano Dimension. Now, if this ETF is too diversified for your taste, you could invest into ticker symbol GIGE, which is much more concentrated with 71 holdings, but you will need to add Nano Dimension to this ETF unlike the previous one. This ETF is comprised of global economies, where the US companies make up around 52% of this exchange-traded fund. To put that into perspective, the Chinese companies only make up around 18.1%, Canadian companies make up around 2.9%, and Singapore makes up 2.8%. The communication sector makes up around 53.9%, so there are many stocks that fall under this category. This ETF includes companies like Upwork, Shopify, Square, Twitter, and Airbnb, so it seems like this investment would be more of a long-term ETF to hold. Now, in my opinion, one of the best ETFs to buy, especially if you want exposure to Nano Dimension and the whole 3D printing industry, would be none other than Cathie Wood's ARC's PRNT ETF, which I personally am invested into, because why would I want to speculate on which 3D printing company will be the market leader in the next 20 years when I could own a large portion of the entire industry, where I am almost guaranteed to already own stocks in been that winner. Some of the top picks from this ETF would be X1, Desktop Metal, 3D Systems, and of course Nano Dimension. But what do you all think? Comment your favorite 3D printing stock down below. Don't forget to like this video right now, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you in the next YT video.